Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Trial Errors for Gaming Sports. Today we are back with Madden 25, Real Franchise. The last episode, episode 50, it's the grand finale, where I'll simulate 10 seasons worth. Now, I have just wrapped up season 1, okay, guys? And there's a lot to talk about. You're seeing some stats show up. I promise I'll go over it, because something has happened, and I want to go over the journey with you. Because, man, is it a journey, and there's a lot to talk about. So, right, we'll go through our schedule in a minute. You can see the preseason. I did sim these, so kind of whatever. But you guys can look at this while I talk. So there is going to be a $20 giveaway on this episode. You have to do 3 things for me. 1, comment your username on a platform that I can get in contact with you to send you the details. So not YouTube. I need your username on something like Twitter, Instagram, or even something like Threads would work. So Twitter, Threads, Instagram, if you have one of those, just let me know your username so I can contact you privately if you win, and $20 gift card online. Now, that's only one of the steps. Next one is to tell me which platform, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, or Threads. Okay, those 2 aren't hard. The third one, and you have to do all 3 to qualify, comment down below something you would like to see improved in Madden 26 Real Franchise. All right, guys? Give me some feedback, and hey, the winner will be picked within 5 days. There's only 5 days, all right, from the time of release this episode, 5 days, and you know what? It closes then. No comments, 1 comment, doesn't matter. It closes in 5 days. So let's get to it. Let's talk about the journey of this first season. I am only going to record after the fact, after the season's over, and go over with it, because we have a lot to go over. So first off, let's talk about our seasonal goal. You see it on screen now. Win division or spin the punishment wheel 3 times. Well, thankfully, we did win our division. So thankfully, we can dodge that one, right? And it means like our little division, not the overall AFC, NFC, because that says win NFC/AFC, etc., right? So we definitely did this, so we have no punishment, so thankfully that's fine. And that's a little bit of spoiler, but you kind of saw our record, so it shouldn't be that surprising. And we'll talk about rewards after the fact. Season started off big at 42-21. You can see the played and forced, none are forced wins, but you can see played and not played. Well, obviously 42-21 we won. Then we had a close battle with the Seahawks, and then I lost to the Patriots. I had to sim the match. All right, so we sim and lost to the Patriots. That's fine. We win 28-7 against the 49ers, 49-31 to the Broncos. We did play this one, but this one was tough. We had to, I believe, increase the difficulty, and so we lost. And then we had 2 weeks of coaching firing, I think. Yeah, I can go over the punishments and rewards, and we can talk. Actually, maybe I should go over the punishments and rewards first. So, on the screen, rewards. Choose 1 player to release instead of random. That was gained week 1. That didn't come up. Challenge wheel respin next week. That was week 4 against the 49ers. I think we got play only the moments, and I respun it, and it gave me something nice. So it was like, okay, cool. For the match against the Broncos. And then play my way defense. That was earned week 5, so that Bronco game. And unfortunately, the defense part of it doesn't matter when you have to play something kind of awful, but yeah. Now, punishments. Trade a random D tackle that was gained week 3. I did that. We got rid of DJ Jones to the Panthers. Release 1 player, my choice. That was gained week 6. I sent the strong safety docket because we had too many. And that was gained week 6. Obviously, the loss of the Commanders dealt that one. The Patriots loss made us trade DJ Jones to the Panthers. Turn on coaching fire for 2 weeks. That was actually gained week 14, so I was a little off. I thought that was the 6th. That wasn't. That was the 14th, so good. And then trained punter, next transfer window. That was gained week 16. We'll go over that as well. We're actually going to spin a wheel together at the end of this, because I did lose something. But I wanted to do that together so you could kind of see a punishment happen in real time. All right? So, back to the schedule. Obviously, as I said, beat Chargers, beat Seahawks, beat the Patriots. Lost to the Patriots, sorry, and that resulted in us getting rid of DJ Jones to the Panthers, as you saw. Beat the 49ers, beat the Broncos, lost to the Commanders, which forced us to release our strong safety Dockett. That's fine. We had a bye week. Okay. Raiders. Beat them 21-10. Chiefs, 27-10. 35-13 against the 49ers. 42-17 to the Rams. 14-10 Panthers. This one, you see, not played. It was sim. We had a lot of sim ones this season. And it scares me because some of our losses, the Vikings here, the Giants here, and the Panthers here, obviously those are all simmed. We got so much simmed, it's crazy. And I'm scared because I don't know if something's wrong with the reel, but I kept getting simmed this week. And so in season 2, if I get a ton of that, I may redo the reel, see if I can't rebalance it or something. I don't know. Or maybe it was just unlucky, right? So, as I said, we beat the Panthers, we beat the Eagles, close affair here. Then, Vikings. All right, we beat them. 17-21. Or, sorry, we lost the Vikings 17-21. Again, this was simmed. Okay. Then we had back-to-back-to-back sims. This is crazy, right? So, this, like I said, it kept popping up. And, oh, no, wait. Sorry. No, it wasn't back. It was 3 back-to-backs. It was these 3. This Viking one, I accidentally hit to skip ahead. My bad. So, yeah, I remember one of these ones in this 4 bracket. I have notes off to the side. One of these 4, and I didn't mark which one. It just says 1 of 4. These, I think it was one of these 2, maybe. I think it was the Giants game, actually. It was the Giants game. Okay, I'm remembering this. So, Eagles, beat them. Vikings, we get sim, we lose. We get sim against Seahawks. The Giants, we actually got to play the moments. And I accidentally went down and simmed it, which we lost. Rams, we beat, and then the Cowboys, we destroyed. And we got to play that one. So this Giant one, I think, should have been a win. But you know what? It happens, right? So enter the playoff picture, and you can see what happened here. So, we get matched up in the wild card against the 49ers. We beat them, 28-14. Not that tough because we get the same scoreline when we beat the Eagles in the divisional, 28-14. All right? See there, the Eagles beat the Commanders and the Saints beat the Panthers. And then the Saints went on to beat the Vikings. I had a match against the Saints. You can see it there. I had to use my backup quarterback, which was a 60-something rated. And then guess what? Trey Benson went out in the first drive. I had so many injuries this season, it was crazy. At one point, I had 7 players out of my lineup. And in this match, not only could I not use my starting quarterback, because the challenge said to start my backup, but I fought pretty hard. But it came down to the last play, and they kicked field goal. You can see it there. And they ended up losing to the Dolphins. Meanwhile, on this side, Chiefs beat the Chargers, Colts beat the Texans, and obviously the eventual champions beat the Bengals. Well, then the Ravens decided to beat the Chiefs, and the Dolphins beat my brother's team, the Colts, and then they beat the Ravens, and then went on to beat the Saints. So this was a very tough Super Bowl. And I think a few of my players are actually still injured. Let me see if I can't show you the injury report. Is there a way to view past injuries? Oh, it's not going to show it. Okay, never mind. All right, I had so many injuries that were 4, 5, 6 weeks on here for multiple times that it sucked. So, obviously, let's go over the season recap. So, some good things happened. You can see there, I won Coach of the Year. And Offensive Player of the Year was Trey Benson, right? Let's go over the team a little bit. And I'm going to make this really quick. So, our roster had a few changes. At quarterback, Kyler Murray's up to an 86, but we had to rock with Matthias Rary. I actually think I should have ran with this Landon Griffin because he seemed a little bit more mobile and a little bit better at throwing short and stuff. But I tried Rary, And he just didn't seem to be it. I didn't hate him, but I didn't love him either. And so I'm actually thinking Wary isn't someone I'm that happy with. Benson is an X Factor. He's awesome. He's an award winner. He's fantastic. He did get injured a couple times throughout the season. Thankfully, Carter came in and was excellent. He's an 82 overall. But Benson getting hurt means we lost our X Factor. We didn't have our starting QB. That match just ended up being a loss, right? Patrick Ricard would not be a part of the team. He had no interest in re-signing with us, so I'm going to let him go. Wide receivers. Now, we had to trade away a number of them. So Michael Wilson's obviously here. He got upgraded to superstar. Dominic Hayward has been fantastic with his 90 speed 88 SL. Bobby Hillman has been pretty good. Mecole Hardman was often injured this season and has fallen down the rankings with Hillman and Hayward both taking his spot. I believe Hillman's a star, but yeah. Anthony Barlow has also kind of come up the ranks, and I quite like him. He showed up when injuries. When Mecole Hardman was injured and Hayward was injured in the playoffs, which Hayward got injured in playoffs, which sucked. Barlow and I don't think it was Medlock. Who did I think it was Stump. Yeah, I think it was Stump I had on my team. He was slow, but man, he could catch in like short little dump routes. So yeah, Stump and Barlow definitely gained some big points with me with that. Tight end, Tip Ryman is an 89 overall. He's a star. He's doing great. Tyler Higbee was, a mentor. He was there. He did pretty good. And then Beard, when he came in, he looked all right. Von Beard isn't awful. So I like our tight ends. Left tackle, obviously, Barris Johnson Jr., Dan Moore is just backup. Left guard, Zay Adams, Braden Christensen. Center, I signed Mitch Morris because we had to get rid of our center because he didn't have any interest, didn't want to resign no matter what I offered. So I traded him. I got Mitch Morris. And Mitch Morris keeps getting hurt, so Froholt pretty much was the starter, but we need a young center in there if we can get it. Right guard, Elijah Vera Tucker obviously was great, and then Evan Brown's just there as the backup. Right tackle, Jonah Williams, obviously Christian Jones. Left in, Zadarius Smith has been re-signed for 1 year. He played very well, had a good number of sacks. Isaiah Foskey's come in. We traded for him amongst some of the trades and stuff we did, and he's been all right. But he's wanting a lot of money, and I don't think he has long left on his contract, so I don't know if he's coming back. And then Burge is just kind of whatever, right? Right in, Lance Randolph is the only one left. Yeah, but he's an X Factor, unstoppable force, 86 overall. He's just amazing. D-tackle, Maurice Hurst, BJ Hill. As you know, we got rid of DJ Jones. Fatukasi, DJ Elliott, Teddy Hurks. It was whatever. Tuli Tupalutu, thankfully, was kind of a struggle to sign. He wanted to go, and it was okay. And then I was finally able to reach a decent compromise with him because I really like him for left outside linebacker. So, yeah. Middle linebacker is where we're going crazy, right? So, Cameron Woodward, by the way, this Matlock guy is a star, I believe. I think he's a star. Pickett's also a star, and then we know Woodward, right? So look at our guys. 90 speed, 89 SL. 90 speed, 90 SL, 85 agility hurts him. 87 speed, 90 SL, 88 agility. These guys, we have a young core middle linebackers that I am quite happy with. Kirksey's kind of whatever. But yeah, these three guys, oh man, we are looking good. Cameron Woodward's up to a 90, Pickett's at an 82, and Matlock's at a 77. But outside linebacker, Victor Demakeshi is looking pretty good, getting up there in age. And then we have Devon Brown who can come in and take over him in a little bit. So I am happy with that. Corner, it's rough. It's rough. You see only 4 players. Well, yeah. There's a reason for that. So, Max Melton, it's obviously our big guy here, but there's obviously a name missing. Sean Murphy Bunting. Well, he had no interest to resign, so I traded him. Garrett Williams stepped up to be backup, 84 overall, and then Lamar Mitchell has been pretty good for a rookie. And then we have Lambert as well. So I'm actually okay with these core. We just need one extra corner. It's whatever. Free safety, Derek Forrest is up to an 85. Taylor Demerson's up to a 76, and I believe Taylor Demerson's close to beginning the little puzzle piece. I'm forgetting what it's called, but you know what it is. Derek Forrest got it. Taylor Demerson's pretty close. Strong safety, we have Chris Lowry, who is just growing, dude. I mean, he's a star as well. Strong safety, 6 foot 220. I mean, he's not as tall as Dane Belton, but he hits harder. I mean, dude, this guy is crazy. And then we have Dane Belton, and then obviously Nick McCain. I'm okay with this. Kicker, Kiefer Nash. Punter, unfortunately, we have to trade him the next transfer window. So that will be done in a minute. But we're not going to show any of that here, right? So what I want to talk about is, and I haven't gone through and upgraded players and done all that stuff, so I don't know what all's going on. But let's spin a reel together. My punishment reel for losing in the NFC Championship. Okay, guys? We're going to spin it together so we can see what I get, well, together, you know? Release 2 players, comments. Okay, obviously this will not be coming out for you guys to comment on, so I'm going to respin. Any comment one, I have respun, because obviously this is going to come out. Release a random left end. Cannot re-sign that player. Okay. Well, guys, I am going to go off and work on the entire... You can obviously see there, Trey Benson, best rusher by a mile. And Cameron Hayward, middle linebacker. 5 interceptions, 5 deflections. Was top 3 in interceptions. Matchup with Rivers and Jalen Ramsey up there. But yeah, guys, we looked very good. 7th on points offensively. 1st in rush, 1st in defense, 2 in pass yards, and then 1 in rush. We looked so good. But we are definitely going to need some stuff, and hopefully we have a good second season. But I'm going to get to work on it right now, guys, and I have some players to trade. So, guys, you see it here. We are in the Super Bowl. Welcome to Season 2 out of 10 for the finale, and you can see we're facing the Chiefs, who I lost to only because I had a new controller and didn't realize that the bumpers were raised and kept accidentally pitching the ball and ended up losing what should have been our first Super Bowl. So this is the 2027 Super Bowl, and you're thinking, wait, you said you're not going to play a game. I want to win a Super Bowl in front of you guys, so I'm going to try to win one right here. But let's go over this a little bit, because there's a lot to talk about our journey to this Super Bowl. So without going over the team first, because that would spoil some of the craziness, I obviously simmed all the preseason games. Preseason doesn't matter. Who cares, right? Now, obviously, you see there, lost the Jets, beat the Steelers, lost the Titans, whatever. Doesn't really matter that much. Now, let's talk about the seasonal goal. You see it on screen. Reach playoffs or spin the punishment wheel 4 times. Obviously, win the Super Bowl. So we completed that. That's no issue. Let's talk about rewards. And I only got 1. You see, I was so focused on trying to win and get to the Super Bowl that a lot of the real spins that were like, don't run with the quarterback, I'd accidentally run. Don't chew clock, I'd chew clock. Don't hurry up. Funny enough, I'd never really hurry up. That game, I did hurry up because it was a 4th and 1, and they were in a bad defense, and I was like, oh, hurry up, and then I blew that. One was, there was a couple others, like don't use her a linebacker, use her a D tackle, and I ended up using a linebacker at one point. I was so focused on winning that while I spun the challenge wheel, I did break almost all of them. I only got 1 reward, as you see on the screen. Play My Way, week 6. Obviously, we're using that here, so the challenge wheel does not matter for us. But yeah, now the punishments are where things really happened. Punishment, you see it on screen. Trade away a random left tackle. Well, week 4, we had to trade away Paris Johnson to the Ravens. But it's not as dire as it sounds. Week 5, we had to trade away a random QB. We had to trade away Kyler Murray to the Falcons. And then release a random cornerback. That was week 16. We had to get rid of Garrett Williams. And those are some big name players for us. I think Garrett Williams did re-sign with the Bengals, maybe? Ooh, I can't remember. Either way, let's now switch back over. You see on screen the regular season. So, I'm going to go over this with you. So, week 1, 35-13, we destroyed the 49ers. And I was on a high. I was thinking, man, is this our undefeated season? Because then the Steelers, 35-17. And then the Rams, 49-13. Well, all came crashing down with the Seahawks one. I got used backup running back and backup quarterback. I tried it. We lost. I barely could move the offense, and we lost 14-17. It was one of my worst performances, and good news is we still haven't let in more than 17 points at the time of this match. You can see next week that changes. And so that's when I had to spin and traded away Paris Johnson. Well, Paris Johnson isn't the only player I traded away. So at the trade deadline in my bye week, I made a ton of trades because there was a lot of players on my team who wanted big money contracts that I just decided wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it at all. So there was a lot of trades done. I traded away, unfortunately, my favorite tight end, but he wanted like astonishing wide receiver money for a tight end. And I was like, no, hold up, no. So yeah, we had to trade away our left tackle, Paris Johnson, who was the best left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the game, and he had upgraded to, I believe, superstar. So he was worth a pretty penny, and he was still young, right? So we got a bunch of stuff from that, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Then I had to sim a game, and it was the Lions. We lost by 6, and yeah, it sucks. That's why we had to trade away random QB. I had nothing to protect it, and it was Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray did upgrade to superstar. He was a little older, but a lot of teams had green interest that needed a quarterback. The Falcons, even though they drafted a young quarterback in the draft, they wanted Kyler Murray so bad I was able to get him and another defensive tackle that had hidden dev. And so I made a bunch of deals to get a bunch of young hidden dev players, and trust me, I revolutionized this team. But let's keep going before I talk about the team. Week 5, I tested out my new team, except one thing. I forgot to put in my new quarterback. So my backup quarterback actually helped carry us 28-14 to the Eagles. And I was like, oh my God, okay, cool. Had our bye week. At this point, a lot of players who wanted to resign wanted way too much money for their price, for their age, for their position. And so I traded a bunch of players away and got a bunch of young hidden dev guys. I aimed to decrease the age of this team. And then I changed the lineup. And look at this. 56-0 against the Bengals. This young team put up a performance I will never see the likes of again. Not to mention, right, I had already traded for the young QB, a young defensive tackle, a young left tackle, and I had my center. I forgot to mention, in this Eagles game, my rookie center and left tackle got dev upgrades. In this game, my quarterback and my wide receiver had upgrade opportunities. I dominated both those categories. They both needed I think the quarterback needed 3 touchdowns and 350 yards, and the wide receiver needed 2 touchdowns and 100 yards or something like that. And I was able to just target him, and it was just the perfect storm of the Bengals did not have a defense. And our defense was so great at picking off the ball, getting a fumble. Yeah. Also helps, I think Jamar Chase was injured in this game, so they didn't have any weapons on offense. It was the perfect storm of, oh my God, what is happening? This match changed the entire outlook when you see our team, because we completed so many challenges over these wins that we have remaining. We completed so many dev upgrade opportunities through these games, things started to transform this team. And at this point, it was after this game that I decided this could not get better, but it does. And everything just goes crazy from here, trust me. So we beat the Vikings 21-6, Ravens 28-14, the Bears 35-7. There was another dev upgrade opportunity here. Seahawks 34-13, the 49ers 56-14, the Colts 38-24, the Packers 21-14. I did get Sim on this one, but I had such a lead in the divisional, like for just the complete NFC, that I decided to just sim these last three because they were kind of subpar teams. The Rams one, I lost. I was okay with it because I landed on the challenge wheel said to sim anyways. These two, I just decided to sim because I could afford to lose 2 games. Thankfully, we won these 2, and we had the first spot locked up with the win against the Panthers. We pretty much had it locked up with the win against the Packers. But yeah. We kept winning here, and we were pretty comfortable with it. So, but before we talk about the postseason and the playoff picture, let's look at this team. Because, man, does it feel unreal. So, it's going to freak you out at first. I got a lucky pick. I got Travis Baker, a rookie with a hidden dev. He was a 70, I think a 77 or 76 overall. He said he was a first to second round grade, and I just took a chance at him. 6'5", 311 power, and boy, did he just evolve so quickly. So, has nasty streak, secure protector, linchpin, but he is just so good. He's a top 3 ranked center already. And I believe he had an upgrade opportunity, or he gained an upgrade. Or was he a regular superstar because it in dev? I actually thought, I said earlier, I think he upgraded, but I can't remember. But, yeah. So he is very good. So our first round pick blew it out of the park. Well, then, unfortunately, Adams did get injured 2 weeks ago. He's out for 1 more week, so he'll miss the Super Bowl. So Christensen does come in. Vera Tucker here, Williams here. We got some major offensive line challenges that caused upgrades. So you can see 89, 94, 94. And then Walker. He was regular dev. I think he upgraded to star. No, the upgrade challenge must have been earlier because I think it was Paris Johnson who upgraded to superstar. Anyways, so Paris Johnson, this Zach Walker guy was hidden dev, and he was a 77. He was one of the higher overalls. He was like 78 or something. And so when I was trading Paris Johnson, who was, well into the 90s, a superstar, I took Zach Walker from the Ravens, as well as another player, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So this kind of fortified our offensive line. By the way, Isaiah Adams upgraded to superstar as well. So we have 2 superstars, so that feels good. And then stars along the line. And then this is where the sadness came in. I signed in free agency Isaiah Likely. And our tight end, who I've been so hype about, right? I've from the beginning, even when he was like a 60 something rated, low 70 rated, player, even though when he was second in depth charts, he seemed to caught every ball I threw at him. And no matter what, he seemed to have improved. And he did. He was well into the 80s, right? And when it came down to it, and it hurts to say his name. Tip Ryman wanted so much money. He was not yet a top 5 tight end, but he wanted like top end money. He wanted to be paid like a wide receiver. So I said no and traded him. Well, Mayer was available, right? And Michael Mayer, you know, pretty young still, star dev. And I think he was like, I think I just did a straight swap for them. And I've been happy since. They were very you know, there was a good comp between them. And we had Likely as backup. I feel like our tight end position is pretty good. We have young Gardner here who did get injured at one point, and so that's why he hasn't gone up too much. But yeah. All right, wide receivers. So, Dominic Hayward, year 2 now, was ranking up. He was the second wide receiver, and he had a challenge to go to Superstar. That was actually week 4. He did it. And then week 5, he had another one that said double or nothing to upgrade to X Factor, and I did it in, no, not week 4, sorry. I think it was week 3, no, it was week 6, and then week 7. No. When was the double or nothing? Shoot, I think it was later. Either way, he upgraded to a Superstar X Factor. And his stats have blown up. He gained so much experience from the double or nothing, as well as he was Superstar X Factor. I mean, he was already like an 85, and he's boosted up to morale to a 92. He's only a 90. But he's just built to catch the ball. And he is a stellar weapon. On the other side, Wilson had a challenge where he upgraded to Superstar, or was he already Superstar? I think he already was Superstar. At 27, he's an 88. Boost up 1, he's actually an 87. And, you know, has the same kind of bunch of abilities until we get like route tech or something. You know, it's kind of whatever. So, but yeah, so far we're looking good. And then we have Hillman, who's a star, at an 87. McCole Hardman at an 80. Barlow, you know. Carter got up to an 81. Trey Benson had a fit. I need to talk about this story. So Trey Benson wanted money, but he's the number one halfback. He wanted top tier money, but he's a top tier running back. So I signed him. He then, at the end of free agency, wanted me to sign a star right tackle in the offseason. Right? And I was like, hold on. Why are you being a whiny, like, bitch? Our biggest need was center. Our center was like 75 and 73. It was not good. Yet Williams here, right? He's boosted up to an 89. He's only an 87. He was like an 83 or something, 82. I don't know how Benson wanted a right tackle when our center, when he's a run-it vertical guy, he wanted a right tackle over a center when our center was in the 70s. So he got mad at me, and his X Factor doesn't work anymore. He threw a hissy fit. I almost traded him, but he's still so good that there's no reason to, and I signed him to a long-term contract for the rest of his career. But yeah, he threw a whiny little fit because I didn't sign a right tackle when our center was such a needy position. And look what I got out of the draft. I knew what I was doing. And look how our right tackle is developed. You know, just saying. Oh yeah, we signed Kyle Juicy Juice in free agency. Unfortunately, he probably will retire. So he's not going to probably be here next season. But hey, I got to use Kyle Juicy Juice. This Bonner guy is actually pretty good, really young. I need to resign him. All right. Here's the big trade, right? Kyler Murray to the Falcons. Falcons had a hidden dev quarterback. And he wasn't even starting for them, I mind you, despite how good and high over his overall was. But they wanted Kyler Murray because he was a superstar. He was a Super Bowl appearing quarterback. He had green interest. And so I traded him from the Falcons. Well, he was a superstar as a kind of equivalent to Kyler Murray. And then he had a challenge. I had another double or nothing challenge. And he gained a ton of experience and became an X Factor. Gambit, quick draw, protected, pass lead, elite, conductor, hot route master. He is crazy. I mean, his stats are obviously boosted up 4. So he's not truly a 99, right? But he has completed every challenge I threw his way. He has gone above and beyond. Now, let's talk about defense. So our defense was always good. We knew Randolph was here. I had to trade... who was it? We had somebody I needed to trade on defense. And obviously we got rid of Garrett Williams. But there was some other corners I needed to trade, so I was able to get like a D tackle. I had a couple pieces I had to trade from this team, so we got some good players. I did draft a D tackle. And it's not him. He's the one I traded for, the superstar. Right now, unfortunately, he just kind of has nothing. But it's, you know, our defense is looking better than it has. I think it was Baker I drafted in the second round. Nope. No, we had Baker. I think I had Baker last season. I think I drafted him last year. Either way, our defense has evolved up. BJ Hill, Hurst has kind of started to fall off. Vadakossi is just not really growing. So we had Baker. We traded for Dawson, I believe. He was not hidden dev. I think he was star and got upgraded. Obviously, we still have Solomon on the left end. Smith is kind of regressing. Which is unfortunate, but we're going to still keep him because he's good depth. At corner, we have our man, who has been an X Factor for a little bit now, Max Melton. I mean, deep route, deep zone, one step ahead, pick artist. He's so quick, so good, he doesn't need to worry about short, medium. Sorry, we're going to go over here. Jackson has really developed. He was our third guy. Drafted him as a rookie. I think he was second round. Really high up there, and he was only a star, but he has performed very well. Good speed, good coverage, especially in man, good SL, decent jumping. You know, I'm happy about it. And then we have over here Lambert, who I gotta be honest, the biggest reason he is here is because of his physicality. Right? He has made plays. Now, he is someone who could develop very well. He is just a very physical, get in there, hit somebody, and even though it doesn't seem like it, he is an aggressive person. And he has gone after the ball and made some plays. He's made some mistakes, but I'm okay with that. We also play here. Yeah, this Lambert guy has really stepped up. But we have some good corners. Mitchell's also hurt. Mitchell will miss the Super Bowl. He is truly another one. But yeah, Lambert I have liked, but I need to see more development out of him. Obviously, we have Cameron Clay, a rookie I drafted in a later round. He turned out to be a star. And with how good this team did, how many challenges we completed, how many overall experiences team got, people shot up. Lowry and Belton has traded starting this season. But Belton has started to regress because of his age. And I like Dane Belton, but he's just gotten too old. And Lowry has stepped up. Good speed, good tackle, good pursuit, great hit power, great SL. He has some weaknesses, but he also can do what I want, and he is taller than Dane Belton. That's another reason I like Clay over Forrest. Forrest has been great for us. Forrest is 5'11". Clay is 6'1". So we have Brown, who kind of has just taken over the right outside linebacker spot. I drafted him last year. He was a star, and Ron Brown has just stepped up. And these guys' overalls aren't as high as they look, right? It says it's 83. He's actually an 82. Tuli Tuipulotu, who we've had on the team for a while, is only an 83, you know. Now, here's the crazy thing, right? Last year, Woodward was my guy. Pickett was my guy. These guys were dominating. Matlock was a hidden dev. And he is not a 92 overall. He's an 89. All right, he's only one overall higher, but he's getting boosted. Anyways. Or 3 over, you know. I drafted him last year, and there was a lot of injuries this year. And he kind of got some playing time. And he had Superstar. I learned that at the end of last season when I unlocked it. He's a beast. He's 95 speed, 95 SL. I did not realize he was that quick. I knew he felt good. Like, when I look at our linebacker core, right, we knew Woodward was good, right? That I drafted him 2 years ago to be my user. 90 speed, 89 SL, good hit power, good play rec. You know, he was a unpredictable coverage linebacker who got a lot of interceptions. Trust me, he still got a ton of interceptions despite not being better than Matlock. Pickett was our second guy. We drafted him last year as well. He's a star. He has good speed, good SL at 90, good block shed 80, good tackle, good awareness. He's a good, middle linebacker. Well, he got injured partway through the season early on. And Matlock, who was already a superstar, took over. I'm amazed Matlock did not have and I'm kind of annoyed by this. He did not have a single opportunity to grow. Like, his overall got up to an 89 and he was like only an 80 something. He was really battling with Pickett for that second slot, and Pickett's been injured. He's only an 81. He started the season as an 80. He had injury concerns. But Matlock took that opportunity and thankfully to Superstar had that extra XP boost and started to rise up the ranks, right? So he's, again, not at 92. He's an 89. But he shot up. He had a lot of good picks. He had a lot of good plays. Unfortunately, he never had an opportunity to become an X Factor, which would have been cool. And then special teams, I did have to trade away my punter last year. Kiefer Nash is still here, our kicker. We had to trade away our punter, and at the end of in the middle of the offseason, and so Man just became our guy. I found him, and I was like, I like this guy. Might as well take him. So this is actually our lineup. Now, we had a few corners injured. That's why our depth chart looks a little weird. I should probably reorganize this a little bit. Because in cornerback, I'm pretty sure we should probably move Jackson up. Lambert's third. Clay's there, free safety, yeah. We had, like I said, Garrett Williams up until week 16. And Williams was kind of our third guy. Our fourth guy, sorry. Mitchell, obviously, is our third guy or our second guy. Jackson, our rookie, who we got, is the third guy. Lambert's just this kind of aggressive guy that I signed in the offseason. No, I drafted him. Sorry. Just so much info has happened. But yeah, we had to release in week 16 Garrett Williams, so we're one corner short. So it is what it is. So much information. So all that yapping for one thing, and one thing only. let's spin the challenge wheel because this Super Bowl may have a cool knock-on effect. I want to win a Super Bowl in front of you guys, and after this, because I've been focused on other things. There's been stuff going on around the house, and I've kind of delayed this. At the time of recording, there was only 5 days. No, 6 days? 6 days, sorry. Only 6 days to the release, or early release, on the 7th for Madden 26. I have less than a week to do seasons 3 through 10. I'm going to be simming a bunch of them, but I do want to play through the last season, and I really want to play through fully. Obviously, if the challenge wheel says to sim, but I just need to burn through that time because I know that there's stuff going around the house this week. Water pressure stuff water spraying stuff and cleaning on the outside and making constant noise. So I really should have pushed a little harder, but yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I kind of dropped the ball on that. So the rest of these seasons, besides the last one, will probably be simmed, and I'm okay with that as long as I win a Super Bowl. If I do not win this Super Bowl, I don't know if I will do that. But I need to win a Super Bowl, and I want to win in front of you guys. So, all this yapping, let's go to the challenge reel. All right, guys, we were spinning the challenge reel. And must use your linebacker and can only blitz with them. Now, obviously, I mentioned this earlier with the rewards. We have a play our way saved up so we can play the Super Bowl anyway. So if we win here, we get a reward wheel spin. If we lose here, we get a punishment wheel spin and depression. Yay! All right, let's get to it, guys. Time for the Super Bowl. Playing the full game. I am not going to lose here. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, Rice, and Worthy are there, but hey, we have X factors. We are not going to lose. I honestly, at one point, I was recording this, and I was so scared when we lost our star left tackle and our quarterback. I didn't know how the hidden devs would check out, and yet our team evolved to a new level. This is a rematch of our first season. We went to the Super Bowl, and I messed up against the Chiefs. This time, in Hard Rock Stadium, in Miami, I do not want to lose. I want a blowout. I want to beat my Seattle Seahawks against the Broncos. I don't want a fair, close match. I want a blowout. I want my Super Bowl. Gotta be honest. Just speaking facts. Does the Super Bowl look almost dark there to you? Yo, hold on. That doesn't look silver. That looks like an obelisk. Like it looks like it's like a black rock. I like that. I almost like it darker. Yo, that looked cool.
Greg, it has been a long run to get here. 2 weeks of build-up, the media.
Oh my God. I just took a drink and it went down wrong.
It's time for football. Long wait.
But I said obelisk. I meant obsidian. Let's get this match going. Like I said, I want to blow out. I don't want to close Super Bowl.
The ball off already. We're tired of talking about the game. We're tired of meetings and practice. It's been a long 2 weeks.
So you can see there, Benson's an X Factor, but does not have his X Factor symbol. He does not have an X under him because he threw a tantrum because I didn't sign a right tackle. And right away, 20 yards. Let's go. I want to win. I just want to win this thing. Don't care about anything else. They're in man. They're in man. It looks like.
Now faking the give. He'll let this go downfield.
Well, good throw. First down with Mayer. I do gotta say, I do miss Tip Ryman, but for some reason he wanted so much money. Even though I knew he was a top tight end, but he wasn't the top 5, and he wanted such insane money. I couldn't do it. I couldn't swing it. There was other players that deserved the money first, and I had to make those decisions. So yeah, Tim Ryman will be missed. Mayer's filled his shoes perfectly, though. Mayer does exactly what I need him to.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll try and get there on the
And there we go, touchdown. We're just gonna run it in with our quarterback.
Arizona.
Gray has been, dude, the trades that happened because of how many players were contract year and how many players got upgraded and did so well in past Super Bowls.
7-0.
So many people wanted our players
Is our score
that
as this kick is set
I was able to grab a bunch of young guys and draft picks and stuff, and they just turned into this team.
Work this one past the 25 to right about the 20.
Now, it does suck that we're not winning a Super Bowl with Tip Ryman. It does suck we're not winning a Super Bowl with Kyler Murray.
They're going to motion the tight
But
end
you know
over
what?
here.
It is what it is.
Throwing to get things started is Mahomes. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a first
There we go.
their running back. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
All right. I've still been using Woodward because our other linebackers are good enough that they. Oh, let's go! We sacked Mahomes. Randolph gets the sack, baby. Our X factor right in, who in our playbook shifts to the D tackle spot and the left in. Our defense is very much our defensive line. Sometimes shuffles around based on playbook, based on who we're playing. And it seems to work very effectively.
So the drive
Like I said, I wanted a blowout. I want 30, 40 points.
as this drive
I do not want this to be a
goes on to punt it away.
close game.
This fielded inside the 30.
Now, we are missing our star left guard. We are missing a star wide receiver. We're missing a star corner. We are missing players
Thanks to the touchdown
on our
the
team.
opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10.
I'll just try to get that out. I don't. That's fine.
Lined up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time.
That's absolutely fine. You know, we're not going to have every play be perfect.
A run out of the gun.
Benson's not breaking anything, dude. Come on.
Defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. They'll look to throw.
No, I told him to possession catch it. This is something I'm getting sick of, is when I tell them to possession catch it. We're going for it. I'm not a bitch.
4th down.
To possession catch it, and they still keep going. Immediately go down. Drop down. I'm telling you possession for a reason.
As they'll try
Possession. See? This time he did. Last time he did not.
take it in over the middle. It's a
There's a number of times this season where I've had knockouts on possession, when they should have just gone down right away.
on 1st and 10. Here's Benson.
Yeah, Benson, since he has thrown his tantrum about the whole right tackle incident, has not been the same player.
They'll go again with Benson.
And honestly, even though he's still the best
There, he's got the
in this franchise, stats-wise,
inside the 30.
he is number 1. He is an X factor. His X factor doesn't show. If next season he does not grow the fuck up and realize I was right about what our positional needs were,
Carry this one
I might trade Benson.
20 into the right zone.
Honestly,
Give him
I
a
might trade him.
carry. Here's 2nd and 2. Slot man in motion.
Okay, it is zone.
They'll run. Here's Benson.
We gain a yard. That's
Don't get a
unfortunate.
whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
But I'm just saying, if Benson does not have his X factor,
Try and run here.
God damn it, I should cut in.
Searching for
We'll let the
someone to seem to go
we'll let the first quarter come to an end. I'm throwing this.
behind the line.
I'm throwing this. Like, Benson isn't the guy I trust anymore. Definitely since he threw his little tantrum. Since he was like, oh, we need a right tackle. We needed a center. Our center was the lowest offensive lineman position we had. Good throw. But yeah, Benson threw a whole tantrum at the start of the season about not getting a right tackle. I don't get how right tackle, which had a decent position, and we only had low 70 centers, and you're a vertical runner, how right tackle was more important than center. They're in zone still. Good to know. Yeah, Benson's just not the same guy. He's still young, and his morale isn't low. He just hasn't played the same. He hasn't cared. So he may actually be one of those guys I might put on the chopping block. I tried to juke. Now, thankfully, his abilities are still activated. So, like, oh, where he's in. Oh, no. Did we just lose our quarterback? Benson, right now, we're down our starting quarterback. You have to step up, you loser. Yep. Akilsman. So, we have literally a backup quarterback in for the Super Bowl. Benson's throwing a tantrum and won't do shit. All right. Yeah, his X Factor isn't even, like, able to be activated. Benson is slowly becoming one of those guys that if next season he does not get over his little tantrum, I will trade him. We're up 14-0, but we have our backup quarterback in. Our rookie, Gray, is out with an injury.
He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at
All right, defense. We have a 14-point lead. This is when we lock in. Matlock is crazy, by the way. I've used him a few times. And he is a crazy guy. He is such a good linebacker. It's not even funny. I wish I used him more. I knew I got him because he was quick and he was a hidden dev in the draft when we got the opportunity. I just didn't know he was going to be that guy.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Here comes.
And I can't lie, he is better than Woodward. He's faster. His stats are better. He has a dev upgrade. You know, he's superstar.
Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick.
That's on me.
He's got his man. He finds Worthy.
I thought he was running a flat and he just ran a comeback. I was trying to predict. I should have just stuck on him. I shouldn't have tried to predict. That's something I have an issue with sometimes, as I keep trying to predict. Incomplete. Let's go. Like, I sometimes blow plays, but when I predict right, I intercept. There's like no middle ground. 3rd and 11. Let's go. Let's not let him get the first. Good hit. 4th and 2. Oh, looks like the Chiefs have an injury. It's not as bad as our starting quarterback. I literally have a 70-something, a 73 overall starting quarterback in my oh my god, I'm so screwed. My defense has to step up here. But Benson, man, you're an X Factor guy and your X Factor isn't even showing. This is a Super Bowl, bro. You should try your absolute hardest. Right now, if I win the Super Bowl, Benson should have an asterisk on his ring saying was a bitch baby this season. I like Benson in real life, man. I do. I like him. I think he's a good running back. But in this, he is definitely a, oh my god, dude, he can't even truck with shit right now. God damn, I have to throw with Weary. Oh, this is not good.
Motion the slot man left. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw.
Oh, damn it. I'm gonna have to punt. I don't trust this kid enough.
Stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential. Your ability to protect the ball and on defense take
Hit stick,
the
hit
ball
stick,
away.
hit stick.
For any
Ah, he held on.
it's even more critical when you have the ball on
Without
your
our
side.
starting QB in, I have to rely completely on my defense.
Take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so time is now.
Oh, fumble! Let's go! Matlock! All right, to be fair, Matlock does have some crazy abilities. You know, he has,
There's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch.
you know, he has mid-zone. He's built like a ultimate team,
As a ball carrier, right?
an ultimate team style middle linebacker.
Points of pressure.
Here we go, 1st and 10.
Against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step
All right,
one.
let's do this.
You've got to secure the ball.
They are in zone, I think. And Mayer, touchdown! Let's go. 21-0. This is what we want. This is exactly what we want. KC will not have a chance. I will win my first Super Bowl in front of you guys. Let's do this. Wary looked good there. Wary looked good. He stepped up in the pocket, delivered a good ball.
Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room.
Yeah, next season is going to be make or break for a running back. If he still does not have his X factor, I will sell him and try to get a ton back.
Their way back out to the field for their next possession. On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Wiley.
They take a timeout. That's fair enough. I scored a little too quick. But, you know what? They haven't scored against us. Let's let them try.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. This one, a deep shot.
God damn, dude. Lowry had the jump and he just missed it.
Inside the 25-yard line.
Come on, guys.
Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes.
They have to take a timeout here.
And Wiley. Now KC gonna use
They only have one timeout left in 20 seconds.
as the clock was
Mahomes does have X Factor lit.
Mahomes now to throw again.
Incomplete, 3rd and 2.
Incomplete.
17 seconds left.
That time, the contact jarring
All right, guys, come on.
and forcing 3rd down. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. That is caught. He gets the hook up with
They take the last timeout.
and the Chiefs are gonna be
11 seconds isn't a lot of time.
They move it down to the 4. Throwing again, it's Mahomes.
I totally got blocked up by my own guy.
By the tight end, Jared Wiley. Touchdown, Chiefs.
That felt like shit, dude. I was ready to follow him and I got blocked up on my own guy.
Winning drive to end the 4th quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike. At the end of the first
Damn.
half, it might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes.
And I have my backup quarterback. I have no faith in scoring.
And the kicks away. And we'll see a return here from his own end zone. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Oh my god.
This one intercepted. Crazy. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this
All right.
and hold that.
I mean, we just have to defend the short pass.
To it. We are ready for the
They get the ball to start off. This is not good, man. If I'm going to lose this because my starting quarterback got hurt, I'm going to be pissed, man.
We decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl.
Come on, defense.
The Chiefs offense gonna have
Let's step up.
as we begin this 3rd quarter. They'll see if they can
We need
put
another
something
pick. We need
together.
something to fuel the
Beginning
offense.
with 1st and 10.
Oh, another fumble.
There, but
We recovered.
out.
Yes.
This is taken in by the defense. And
Oh, come on.
turnovers must
Just hurry up. Nope, they gave the ball back. Well, there goes all the excitement I had. And all the hope. We're up 2 scores, but I have no faith in my offense. 3rd and 1. Gonna send a blitz. Mahomes probably will want to keep this and throw it himself.
On 3rd and 1, here's Mahomes. Open man, left side.
Yeah, I figured.
His first catch of this Super Bowl. And good for the first down.
We need points on offense. And stops on defense.
Here's Mahomes. Working the right side. Taken in by Rice.
This is not good. This is not good at all. My confidence in this game with our quarterback out has dropped to like almost 0. I gotta be honest.
He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Set to go now.
Damn.
1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. A first down throw for Mahomes. He runs with it.
Oh, Mahomes fumbles!
Loosely, and it is out. The Cardinals have got it.
Oh my god, Mahomes fumbled.
On the move.
Do not take this away from me.
But then he lost the ball. And the
Oh, it's actually ours. Alright. We need a long, sustained drive. Oh, Gray's back in. Oh, we're good.
With his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
Oh, Gray's back in.
They'll come up now for
Okay.
2nd down.
Alright, confidence is returning.
In motion, that's
Positivity is flowing.
on 2nd down, it's Benson. And this will be a Cardinals first down.
All right.
The attack was made at about the 38-yard line.
Oh, alright.
They run out of the gun.
We cannot break Leo Chanel.
And he gets this up
We
to
just can't.
40. Leo Chenal, the linebacker, there for the tackle.
I think I'm going to have to try to juke him with Benson, which is probably not going to happen.
Now give up the middle, it's Benson. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down.
Let's see.
He'll drop to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
There we go. We're going to use Gray's legs
On the scramble.
and just make the play.
Give them a new set of downs.
Oh, man. After that first fumble was overturned, I was like so unconfident.
On the ground, it's Benson.
Good run, Benson. That's what we need to see.
5-yard line.
We just need that power run. Oh, there we go. Good blocks. Dude, Leo Chanel is just killing
Leaving the
Benson.
way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
But I do have to admit, my left guard is a 70-something overall backup because of an injury to our starter.
And he's going to pick up.
Like, our line does have a hole on the left side, and that's where Leo Chanel is literally hovering over. He's hovering over 69. So, completely under... Oh, it's going to be holding.
Benson. And they're going to bring
And I think I know who the suspect is, because he has a habit of doing it.
on the field.
It's Christensen? No, it's our left tackle, Zach Walker. That's a different one. Okay, we've had Christensen in for a couple games, and he is known.
On the run, here's Carter. And it'll be brought down
This is not
as
good.
we tick towards the end
Oh, is that
of
Leo
the
Chanel?
third quarter.
No, it's not. I still see Leo
What to do
Chanel.
now is they go up on second
I was kind of... Leo Chanel is the one right now. Oh, Leo Chanel shifted. Hold on, he shifted. That's good to know.
Now this time they'll look to throw. He'll
Yeah, Leo Chanel, you let Mayer open in the middle. And all right, 4th quarter, guys. This is it. This is where we lock down and win the Super Bowl. Now, we did miss our quarterback for like a whole quarter. And so I'm not going to worry about it being a blowout. Right now, it's a 2-score lead. We might be able to make it a 3-score lead. I'm happy with our performance, and Gray is still here.
They'll go with him again.
Oh, let's go. Benson, good hit. It would be better if you had your X Factor, because now you would have Truz, and I wouldn't be scared of you fumbling. By the way, Benson has fumbled a couple times this season because Truz won't activate, because you can see he's been a moody little bitch. I'm not letting it go. He literally threatened me in the thing. He was like, oh, you didn't sign a right tackle like I wanted in free agency or the draft. You're not going to like what's going to happen next. And it was like, whatever, dude. Wait, hold on, it's a fumble? Oh my god. I wasn't even paying attention. I just hit stick. I completely hit stick out of like second nature playing Ultimate Team. I literally didn't even realize I hit stick. I just did it out of second nature.
They just can't get out of their own way. They lose a fumble here on the kickoff just to make matters worse.
They're in zone.
This has just been a complete disaster.
We'll just cut up the middle. Benson, let's go. First and goal.
Gonna have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, I said I wanted at least 30 or 40 points. I might have 30.
Now they'll set up to throw.
I have 30. It's 35-7. Mayer is hurt. We'll bring in Isaiah Likely as starter.
Not going for 2.
I don't want Mayer to have any long-term injury. He's our new starting tight end. And we have a connection. Michael Mayer and me have a connection. And I appreciate him very much, so. 35-7. This is the blowout I wanted. This is the blowout I deserved. And another fumble. No, they recovered. Damn, whoever's hitting is hitting with a lot of power.
Mahomes back. He's gonna let this one go for Worthy. That'll change things. Out of bounds inside.
Oh my god. My guy just stopped running. What just happened? Why did he stop running?
On first down, it's Mahomes.
And we get a sack. Let's go. And who is it? It's Randolph again, our X Factor right in. Who's currently on, sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right.
And come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in second and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Another injury. Okay, there's been a lot of injuries in the Super Bowl. I mean, I think we've had like 3 or 4. They've had 3 or 4. Oh, we intercepted!
Intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Washington.
Mike, doesn't it just seem
Chris Jackson, let's go!
Defensive side of the ball. There's these late round players that kind of burst onto the scene out of nowhere, and there's a reason this guy fell in the draft. But I'll tell you what, he has shown a ton.
Yeah, he fell in the draft, but you know what? I'm happy he fell in the draft because I was able to take him. Yeah, for some reason he fell in the draft. So he was actually one of the draft stories about how he didn't do interviews and stuff, but he went to the pro day and had great physicals. He was really aggressive. He had a great college career, but he didn't answer like specific questions people had or something. Oh my god, Benson!
He works free, right side. Inside the 20.
And it's 41, maybe 42 here. 42-7. I'm so happy. Oh my god, I'm pulling a Seahawks. I'm pulling a Seahawk. Oh my god. This is exactly what I wanted, and I'm so happy. The injury to my quarterback was scary, but
play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this guy.
Yeah.
He is trying to score every single time.
Man, we're about to win a Super Bowl, guys. And now this team is built so well and so young. Simming will be interesting to see what happens if I just let the computer operate this team. And I'll probably do that for quite a few seasons.
First down throw, Mahomes. That one is caught by Mooney. And he's brought down.
I mean, obviously this is the Super Bowl. They're not going to just roll over and die. But X Factors are shut off on their team.
The tight end in motion.
you know, we have a really good possibility. Another pick.
Intercepted. Picked off by Dane Belton.
Let's go, Dane Belton.
All set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this?
I honestly thought I was going to have to truck that guy, and Bolton didn't even try to tackle me.
First down, a pickup of 9.
Oh, man. Once it gets under 2-minute warning, I'll start to drain clock.
Straight ahead, they go with Benson.
All right, so we're going to let this hit the 2-minute warning here.
They're in the red zone. It's first down.
And I'll chew clock and we'll wrap up this Super Bowl.
Play on Super Bowl Sunday. We're back to write a finish to the season after this.
Now, obviously Seattle won their Super Bowl 43-8, and ours is 42-7. But hey, 1 point difference on both sides. It doesn't really matter.
A give. Here's Benson. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
We'll chew clock. They're not going to call timeouts. They've accepted that this is a loss. And the Arizona Cardinals will finally get their Super Bowl on the 3rd try of going. I should have beat the Chiefs that first time, and I accidentally had my controller I have now. It has raised bumpers, and because of that, I accidentally Hayward's hurt. That's fine. I mean, we've won. Everyone will get their ring. I mean, it's game over. We're literally just, you know. But we let it wrap up, and we won our Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. And there it is.
And the Cardinals have done it.
We have won the Super Bowl 42-7. I asked for a Seattle Seahawks / you know, style blowout, and we got it. I will go over yearly awards really quick in a second. But we are defending Super Bowl champions. Gray, our young quarterback, came back from an injury.
Up on the podium, making the presentation to the Arizona Cardinals, the champion.
And there we go. Dude, that looks like it's made out of obsidian in a weird way. That's kind of cool. I like how dark it looks.
So that'll do it for another.
I mean, Mayer had a great game, and yeah.
On EA Sports. For my partner, Greg Olson, and our entire crew, I'm Mike Tirico. We'll do it again come the fall.
Dude, such a great game. I'm so happy about the performance. We are Super Bowl champions. That's what I want. That's what I want. Now, I'm not going to actually spin the reward wheel because everything on there currently does not go to next season. I do need to put some stuff that maybe will go to next season, so there is a reason to spin it during the Super Bowl. But yeah, Michael Mayer does have an upgrade. Trying to get possession up. Oh, he does become a scheme fit, so he will be an 89 overall playing up 2. I mean, he's so good, dude. 90 speed, 90 catch, 90 short, 87 medium, 90 SL, 92 catch and traffic. I mean, his run block is low, but, you know, it's fine. Our contract was extended for 3 years at $5 million. Cool. Can I get that in real life? 1 new entry. So, obviously, Hayward and Adams was out that game, and then Lamar Mitchell was out. So, Hayward's out 4 weeks, but that's fine. We won the Super Bowl, you know. So, let's talk about yearly awards. MVP, Anthony Richardson. You do see Benson is down here for us in 9th. But yeah. Coach of the Year, I won it. Steichen was after, then Reed, Sirianni, Shanahan. You know, you can kind of see. Which, look, Brian Daboll on the Panthers. So, then let's go to the NFC side of the ball. Where Offensive Player of the Year was Trey Benson, despite him being a bitch baby. Defensive Player of the Year, well, not a single Cardinal on the list. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Emmanuel Gray, who won it. Hey, who would have guessed? But nobody else. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jackson does show up on the list at 4th. But that's about it. Best quarterback, Gray is down here at 6th. We did only get him after the trade in week 5. So he didn't play, and I didn't even play him week 6. So he was the 6th best QB, only playing week 7 onward. So given the first few weeks, I think he would be up here easily. Best running back is Benson. Best wide receiver, unfortunately, none of our guys showed up here. I do run the ball more, but I try to be a little bit better balanced. Offensive line, however, Travis Baker, our center, and Elijah Vera-Tucker, our right guard, both show up here on this list. It's amazing. Defensive line, unfortunately, no one shows up. Best linebacker, Matlock does show up at 9th. Defensive back, kind of weird to say, we only have one, and that's our rookie, Jackson, showing up here at 10. Best kicker, obviously not ours. We don't kick that often. So, that is the season, guys. My throat is kind of scratched because of the juice going down wrong, and that stung earlier. But, guys, we won our Super Bowl. I have a ton of staff points, as you can see up in the corner. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose our staff. So, the playoff bracket was this. The Colts beat the Bills. Dolphins beat the Jets. And the Chargers beat the Bengals. Then, the Chiefs beat the Dolphins. And the Chargers beat the Colts. Then, the Chiefs beat the Chargers. On our side, the Eagles beat the Cowboys. The Rams beat the Saints. And the Packers beat the 49ers. We faced the Rams and blew them out. And the Eagles handled the Packers. Then we blew out the Eagles, but we faced the Eagles every year in the NFC Championship, it feels like. And we always beat them, right? Last year, we faced them, I think, in the wild card. Or was it the divisional? I think it might have been the divisional. But anyways, we always faced the Eagles, and we always beat them. And then we, the number 1 ranked team from the NFC, battled the number 1 ranked seed on the Chiefs, and you just saw us win 42-7. Well, guys, I'm going to go sim a bunch of seasons now, and yeah, I'll be back with each season to tell you what has happened. But I'm going to advance the offseason, guys. See you in Season 3. So, guys, I decided to do something different for the remaining seasons. Seasons 3 to 10 are just going to be simmed, all right? Just to try to burn through them, because I literally looked and I got done recording Season 2, and I took a day break because there was some other stuff going on. And I had to put stuff away because water. We're going to soon have people come and spray our patio and water pressure the side. So we had to shut everything, had to put stuff away. And that's happening in a few days. Also, because that whole day yesterday, I'm down to 4 days until the release of Madden 26. I'm running out of time and I have to sim. So, let's talk about this, because there is a journey. So there's going to be no seasonal challenges or anything, right? We need to talk about, not NFL standings, shoot, don't look at that. What happened? So I simmed through everything. And a lot happened. So we had, our usual 1 and 2 preseason, whatever, right? We got some good draft picks. Let's go to the regular season. So we start out with a close loss to the Rams, followed up by a close loss to the Bucks, then a 10 loss to the Jets. Well, at this time, we had a little bit of an issue. I think it was early on, Dominic Hayward, our wide receiver, who's an X Factor, came to us and said, I want rushes too. Okay, no, you're not going to get rushes. And he's like, whatever, you're going to regret the decision of not giving me my rushes, whatever, right? And so I traded him. Yeah, I traded my X Factor wide receiver because I don't accept no shit. So, right, I'll talk about who I traded for in a minute. But in this Jets game, the reason we went down so bad, we lost our running back. Both of them, actually. Right? So we lost Carter, we lost Benson, and it came to my rookie running back to take the lead, right? And we ended up winning against the Patriots. And then the Seahawks. We lost against them, which was rough. But we ended up doing okay, whatever. Well, then we had a little bit of a matchup. This 49ers game turned into a crazy scenario. Because at the end of it, I was like, oh, we won 28-23. Thank you. Our starting quarterback, our X-Factor quarterback was out for like 6 weeks, right? So this Seahawks game, this 49ers game, this Dolphins game, this Eagles, Bills, and Rams game was all played by our backup. We also had players that wanted to have way too much money, which, by the way, our right end, our X-Factor right end, Randolph, that I really liked, I offered him, he had zero interest. I tried to offer him a ton of money. He said no. So I traded him and got a right end who's a superstar and same age. But because X Factor beat Superstar, they accepted the trade and I got an extra draft pick. We'll go over the team in a minute because it looks a bit different. Right? So then we beat the Rams. Our bye week, we were able to recover. Our quarterback came back, beat the Chiefs, beat the Packers, beat the Falcons, beat the Saints. Lost to the Panthers here, unfortunately. Yeah, it's rough. So let's go over the team really quick because it does look different, right? We have stuff here. Ignore all this. This is next season stuff. I'll work on this in a second. So actually, I don't want that. Okay. Meant to go to roster. So our lineup looks pretty good. Now, because our X-Factor quarterback Gray was out, Griffin came in. Now, thankfully, Griffin is a star. He got upgraded. And he was like a 75 OVR. So he boosted up in the few weeks he's played. Right? And he has decent throw power. He has a decent motion. I don't know where you can tell his throwing motion. I guess I can go to Edit Player really quick. Let's go to Edit Player really quick. Because I think his motion's the same as our starter QB. Lower 3/4. Whatever, discard changes. I mean, I didn't make any changes, but like, whatever. Right? So, he came in and clutched up. By the way, they auto-signed Trey Lance because our other quarterback didn't want to be here. No matter, I wasn't going to offer him too much, but he wanted to leave. So I just, traded him away to a team for like a late pick, whatever. So Trey Lance joined our team, whatever, right? Benson and Carter's thankfully back, but he's regressed a lot. Benson was out 6-7 weeks. Carter was out like 14. So Florence, our rookie running back who's a star, now he's year one, obviously, because we're in the next season. Yeah, 92 speed, 88. So he looked good. Was more of a power back, and yeah, he stepped up during the season. So I'm quite happy about that. Now, Dominic Hayward, I traded him for Keon Coleman. They were both 25 at the time, similar height, similar weight. One's an X Factor. The one we traded away, we got a superstar here. He's just also better balanced, Keon Coleman, I believe, than Dominic Hayward. Hayward was really leaning towards one side. So we have a much more balanced Coleman. We have Wilson, we have Hillman, and McDowell is a rookie. I couldn't get his thing done. He's normally a star, I believe, but I didn't get it done and he downgraded. 94 speed, 94 south. He's really good. He's a good young wide receiver, and I'm happy with our depth at wide receiver right now. Offensive line, we have Walker, Adams, Baker, Vera Tucker, Williams. I am going to try to get a better right tackle in the draft, as well as some depth at left tackle and right tackle, and maybe a better center, but we'll see. Mayer, all right, so we had a backup tight end here, and I'm forgetting his name, but I traded him, and we got Ali, who is honestly similar height, similar weight, similar age. It was just a like-for-like trade, but they accepted because they were both going to expire. And Ali here wanted significantly less money. So, yeah, it was worth it. Defensively, that sucks. He did downgrade. All right. Max Melton is an X Factor. We've known this. This Applewhite was an X Factor, but he must have not played enough and he downgraded to a star, which sucks. But yeah, he looks really talented. Hopefully we can get him back up. Our corners look good. Douglas is with the Buffalo Bills. I made a trade. Now, Nolan Douglas is 1 year younger and only a superstar compared to X Factor. But as I said, the right end did not want to play with us. He wanted so much money, and every time I even offered him, he just said, no, I'd rather go elsewhere. So they're very similar players. The only difference is he doesn't have an X Factor. That's about it. I actually think Douglas is a little bit better balanced. Then Matlock, Woodward, Pickett, there. Kershaw is a star. He's really stepping up a bit. Clay, Forrest is really downgrading a little bit, and then Lowry, So we have some interesting things here on this team, right? Punter, kicker, or both, But yeah, then unfortunately we went, and we'll go over season awards and all that. Actually, I should probably do it this way. So then it came, we made the playoffs, and I still had a few players injured, and we played against the Lions, and they just stomped all over us. We had too many injuries, and we went out. Thankfully, everyone's healed up now, because it's been a few weeks since the wild card, but we had like 6 players missing. It was unfortunate. So we went out, and I think that's okay. We had too many injuries. A lot of changes were made. But yeah, Lions beat us. Congratulations to the Lions. And Saints beat the Eagles. Giants beat the Bucks. On the other side, Colts keep doing a good job at getting past the wild card, but losing in the divisional. Beat the Jets. Ravens lost to the Raiders, and the Chiefs beat the Bills. Then the Jags beat the Colts, and the Raiders beat the Chiefs. And then the Jags beat the Raiders. Then on this side, well, the Vikings beat the Lions. And the Giants beat the Saints. And then the Vikings beat the Giants. And then, as you can see, the 2 first-round bye teams made it to the Super Bowl, where the Jacksonville Jaguars ultimately won. It is what it is. I mean, Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year, Joe Burrow won MVP, Jalen Hurts was Offensive Player of the Year, Max Crosby. We had so many injuries throughout the season. We did not have a consistent player that was always there for us. So I'm not amazed we didn't really win anything. Retirements, I don't know if anybody retired for us. Let's check this really quick. No, okay. Juicy Juice did retire at the end of last season, guys. But unfortunately, we ended with a 12-5 record, lost in the wild card. But it was such an injury-laden season, and we really struggled with how many injuries we have. And so hopefully we, bounce back this season. But I'm on my way to do season number 4, guys. And yeah, hopefully we make it past the wild card this season. All right, guys, we are back with year number 4, season number 4 here. And I got to be honest, it started off rough. So we won our first game in preseason, 13-3, whatever, lost the other 2, whatever. We're used to going 1-2 in the preseason. That's not a surprise. Yeah, regular season. This one was rough. We had a number of injuries to our D tackles early on. So these close games were real nail-biting. The loss to the Rams, that's where he got injured. It sucked. Then we came back and blew out the Tennessee Titans. Then we got blown out by the Giants. Screw you, Giants, and you know why. You'll know even further why in a second. 49ers, we ended up beating them. Eagles, and we got a bye week just in time to rest up, heal up. And we came back 31-20, 20-17, 27-7. 45-21, we just started rattling off win after win after win. So the injury-plagued beginning part of our season, because we lost multiple players for these first few weeks, really almost threw a wrench in things. Thankfully, this Titans one, this is, I think it's this Giants game where most of the injuries happened, but I do know both of our D tackles, starting D tackles, got injured. One was for 1 week. And one was for 2 weeks, and one was for like 13 or 14 weeks, right? So we lost a lot of things. Well, unfortunately, we also got some bad news when it came to contracts. 12 players were up, And I tried to re-sign the best players I could. And I had to trade other players to try to bring in, like Michael Mayer, for example, great tight end. He was up to a 90. And I had to trade him for a rookie that looked very talented, had hidden dev, and I just took a gamble. I took a gamble on trading for a lot of young guys who I knew had 5-year contracts that I could take advantage of that time with and hopefully develop them. And well, this is what it turned out to be. 18-week, and we only lost 2, right? So, pretty good schedule. Then we go to the playoff picture. Obviously, we had a first-round bye, which was nice, but yeah. So, New York beat the Eagles, Vikings beat the Packers, and the Rams beat the Saints. The other side, Bengals beat the Bills, which the Bills almost lost Josh Allen. They had to re-sign him to a massive contract. Jets, that was one of the big offseason stories. Jets beat the Chargers, and my brother's Colts beat the Ravens. Let's go. Then, right, I lose to the Giants by 3. Heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak. But the Vikings beat the Rams. On the other side, the Jets beat the Dolphins. So first round bye teams, both of us, out in the divisional. To the 6th seed and the 7th seed respective. What the? Okay. Then my brother's Colts beat the Bengals and the Vikings beat the Rams. Then the championship. AFC, the Colts lose to the Jets. So the Jets are in the Super Bowl. What is this? What? Last time win? And then the Vikings beat the Giants. So Vikings, Jets, Super Bowl. And the purple incarnation of Satan himself, the Skull Vikings, take the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, the Jets suffered. This was a really up and down season, and I want to talk about this, right? So our team looked pretty good, right? We have very little salary cap left. Like I said, I spent a ton of money on making sure we can keep the players. So let's actually go through this. Actually, I shouldn't do it this way. This way isn't as good as doing the lineup. The lineup allows you to see a little bit more. So at quarterback, I took a risk. And I drafted he was superstar. He must have fallen down. There was a guy who was said he was first round talent and first round pick. And he fell. He kept falling. So I took him in the 4th round or something. Right? I think I can actually see on his progression. Stats and contracts, maybe? Okay, so I drafted him 2nd round, pick 27. I had multiple 2nd round picks because of the trades I made last season. So he was that's why I was thinking 4th round. He was our 4th pick overall. I had 2 1st round picks and 2 2nd round picks. Anyway, oh my God, I just realized someone got an upgrade. We'll talk about this in a minute. So, Williams is getting older. His ranking's falling. Beckford is a rookie I got. He's playing down, but he's an 80 overall right now. He looks pretty good, right? Keon Coleman, unfortunately, falls 1. Benson Gray holds on to their superstar X Factor. Murphy is a tight end, a rookie tight end I traded for with Michael Mayer, sorry. And he was originally a star. There was a chance where he upgraded to superstar, and now he's upgraded to X Factor. That's massive. Defensively, Matlock is an X Factor now. Okay, he was a superstar before. He's one of the ones I re-signed to a massive contract. Clay, who was originally a star, is now a superstar. Mitchell is a superstar. Douglas, our right end, is a superstar. Unfortunately, Allen has fallen down from star to regular dev, which is unfortunate. And yeah. But we have a couple players. This team is definitely interesting. And then let me guess. Oh, Nash is a star. Was he a star before? I don't know. But yeah, right now I have Beckford, who is going to be the heir apparent to Williams. However, I need to get a right guard. Elijah Vera Tucker and, you can see here. He's getting up there. Adams is getting up there. This team is going to have a breaking point soon. And we're almost out of money. I had to re-sign our most important players. The season, we looked pretty good. We went 15-2. We're 95 overall, 96 offense, 95 defense. A lot of players retired. There's some big names in retirement. Dalton Schultz, Budo Baker, Jeffrey Simmons, And when it comes down to our team, nobody. So we're still good for now. But I have a feeling there's going to be some... We're entering the 5th season next year. And that means... like, some of the 5th-year options will be coming up soon for the rookies we drafted in the first class in the first season. And it's going to be tough, right? But I'm going to hop straight into the 5th season, guys, and get that going. I am simming every week. I'm doing every storyline. I'm doing the training. I am just not playing the games because of how much time that takes. And I'm already, it's literally midnight, which means there is, as of the time of recording this, 3 days now? Was it 4? 3. I think it's 3 or 4. Anyways, we're getting down to, the game coming out. So I'm going to try to burn through this and another season tonight before I go to bed. And hopefully we get done with stuff. So, yeah, guys, this is... I got to go. I got to get back to work. Here we are, guys, in Season 5. And obviously, we broke records. This sounds stupid. But we always go 1-2. With 1 win and 2 losses. This preseason, however, we lost the first one against the Raiders by 2 points. Okay. And then we won the last 2, 30-20, 35-14. So we won preseason. We had a winning record in preseason. That's never happened before. Well, let's go to the regular season, where we started off with a dominant win against the Vikings. Then, a loss against the Lions by 1 singular point. Broke my heart. But then we came back. Rams, 49ers, Seahawks. And remember how last season I said I only had $5 million in cap space? Unfortunately, we ran into a major issue, and it's going to get worse next season. Our quarterback, our star 99 overall quarterback, as well as a bunch of other players, 12 different players, actually, 7 of them 90 pluses, or at least high up 85 pluses, I think should be a better term. We're up to the chopping block. So obviously you see a bunch of wins. I decided to trade every single one of those players and get picks and a decent player in return. And so our team has transformed quite a bit. It's different than last time. Then we beat the Saints, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Seahawks, the Raiders, the Rams, the Packers. This 49ers game, they labeled it as, when you enter a match, or not enter a match, because obviously oldest is simmed. I didn't play any of these. But, when you enter a match, and it tells you oh, hey, this is a underdog match. It's a trap game. Watch out. You could lose. It was a trap game. We lost by 6 points. It's unfortunate. But then we beat the Broncos, Bears, and Chargers to wrap this season up with number 1. Okay, let's stop beating around the bush. We're in the Super Bowl against the Browns. That's right, guys. We had a first round bye. So, obviously, Buccaneers beat the Cowboys. Okay. Giants beat the Lions, and the Eagles beat the 49ers. Well, we matched up against the New York Giants again. This time we win, and the Eagles beat the Bucs. And we continued our streak of beating the crap out of the Eagles. I love you, Eagles. But we beat them to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. On the other side, the Dolphins beat the Texans, Browns beat the Jags, and the Bengals beat the Chiefs. If you haven't figured out yet, guess who I sent my 99 quarterback to? Yeah. So the Browns beat the Ravens, Dolphins beat the Bengals, and then the Browns beat the Dolphins. So yeah, I realized, I didn't realize this to now, I could have gone to the league transaction things to show you what actually happened. I'm so stupid. I could have done this the whole time when trying to remember trades. So, Keon Coleman talked mad shit. He kept talking, oh, I want to get the ball. I need to rush it 20 times. And I'm like, okay, Keon Coleman, you're going to be a drama queen. I'm going to go get Rome Odunze, my guy Odunze. I watched him play at UW. Guess what? He's coming here. And also threw in Kaiser Wright just because I like Kaiser Wright and he's going to retire. So, yeah, she's just chilling on the team. Got to be honest. That was done week 9. So, Giant stole Peter Yarbrough from us. It's whatever. Okay, so we had a couple other trades, right? We traded Michael Wilson to the Raiders, and we got a round 2 pick. And then Chargers, we got a round 2 pick for Solomon. Miles Murphy was sent to us. Yeah, there's a couple trades here you can see. But we are in the Super Bowl. Let's look at our new team. So, first and foremost, we can talk about yearly awards, because I realized I skipped that the last few seasons. Oh, yeah, by the way, our right end, Nolan Douglas, that I traded for our X Factor right end, he's got the nickname the Minister of Defense. Wonder where that's saying so familiar, huh, Green Bay? Okay, I love Green Bay, so I don't even know why I'm talking. I shouldn't even open my mouth. But let's go look at the roster. Now, usually I show you the aftermath. Right now we have quite a few. I clicked the wrong one. I usually have quite a few like players figured out. We have a number of unknown rookies. You can see the blue. So we got Lockhart and Moeller. Moeller's our young guy who's kind of stepped up. He's star. But Lockhart we traded for. He was an 89. And this season he's hit to a 96. He's doing great. Benson obviously here for a few more years. Florence is backing him up. Odunze, McDowell, a rookie, has really stepped up. Perkins, a rookie from this year. McDowell's from last year. Superstar, by the way. And then we still have this Dawson guy who we got, as well as Simpson, both unknown currently. They're both only like 100 snaps off. I doubt I'll get them done, but yeah. Offensive line, Lankster, who was backup left guard, I don't know what he has. Mason, I don't know what he is. Austin, we have 3 offensive linemen. Our little tight end has turned into an X Factor. Defensive side of the ball looks extremely different. So, Minister of Defense Douglas here is a superstar. We have Baker, Allen, Hardison. I don't know his thing yet. Murphy, we have Melton, Mitchell, Brooks, Applewhite. Regained being a star. Was a superstar at one point. So, yeah. Matlock's X Factor. Brown here went from superstar down to just star. And, yeah. We're seeing some regression as our players get older. And then we have Mann and Nash. Man is contracts coming up. There's so many players that we're probably going to get rid of, man. But I want to do this right now. Oh, yeah, let's check out yearly awards. So, for MVP, we had no player even remotely in the conversation. But Coach of the Year, I take it again, man. I have so many Coach of the Year awards. I love it. Then, let's go over here. Offensive Player of the Year, Benson was short to Amon-Ra, but I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. We knew Douglas was Defensive Player of the Year, but Murphy down here is sneaking in. Miles Murphy. So, yeah. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Richard Gordon Perkins. We see Dawson here. So, the rookie's really stepping up. And then, by the way, I do want to note this. No Defensive Rookie of the Year for us. I ended up trading so many picks. I was able to get a bunch of first rounders. The draft this year, dudes, 78, 76, 70. We had so many high 70 players. We only had 4 players under a 70. And those were all late round 69, 68 overalls. We did so good this draft. It was crazy. Cardinals, Lockhart, who we got like partway through the season, week 6. Or 6-ish. Was 9th. So that's not bad. Is what it is there. Best running back is Trey Benson. So I'm happy about that. No one there. O-line, we see Baker and Adams. Vera Tucker, it's good that our line's showing up there. Nolan Douglas is best D-line. We also have Miles Murphy here. Best linebacker. Kind of sad to say that we don't have anyone here. Best DB. Again, our defense was so good, but no. And the best kicker, Kiefer Nash, does show up here at number 2. So that's actually pretty cool. All right. I just want to do this with you guys real quick. It's a quick one. We're going to advance the week. Do we win the Super Bowl? Come on, do we get our second Super Bowl? It's simulating. Come on, come on, come on. We lost 28-14. We got our contract extended, but you can see there, $32.5 million in negative salary cap. Yeah, I had to trade so many of those players away that had negative effects. This year, we're going to be in the negative. Next year, we should be fine. But this year, I have a major salary cap issue. And so I have to go take care of this, guys. We lost. It sucks. Let's look at the retirements. See if we have anyone on our list. Nope. So that's fine. But I'm going to go and I'm going to start season 6 right now. I have been fired from the Arizona Cardinals. It's tough because we went 9-8. And I knew because of the financial issue that I was going to have to get rid of a good amount of players that were pretty good. But I said that we'd get to 9-8. That was my prediction. I predicted 9 wins or 8 to 9 wins. So not like I said I was going to win the Super Bowl. And I also didn't act like we were going to win or get to the playoffs even. I knew the team was going to have to go through a dynamic shift because of how over the cap space we were. I was able to do a lot of good trades, get a lot of good picks, and yet I was still fired. You can see it there in the wild card round. Why? We had a winning record. But, I mean, we are obviously going to advance. I mean, just to let you know, we did miss out on the playoffs, obviously. But we were 9-8, right? It's not like it's that big of a deal, in my opinion. Like, we went 9-8. I knew it was going to be the start of a rebuild. We had to get rid of players that were eating away at our budget. And we had a lot of young guys who were up and coming. I don't get why I was fired at all. I literally stated at the beginning of the season, I would predict 8 to 9 wins when they asked. So, I don't know. But Giants beat the Seattle Seahawks, unfortunate. Cowboys beat the 49ers, unfortunate. Vikings beat the Dirty Birds, the Atlanta Falcons, And then Chiefs lost to the Broncos, sad. But, oh well, Broncos got the better of you. Steelers beat the Browns, and Dolphins beat the Raiders. And then, now we know what's coming up next. So, yeah, and it's not like we had an abysmal record. It's not like we lost a lot of big games. I just don't get why I was fired, truthfully. But, yeah, let's see what happens now. All right, Jags beat the Broncos and the Dolphins beat the Steelers. So it's Jags, Dolphins in the AFC side. On the NFC side, Cowboys won, beating the Sorry, I was about to say Steelers because I was looking over at the Steelers. Saints and the Giants crushed with a shutout the Vikings. All right, come on, New York. Obviously, we have the Pro Bowl. None of this matters. None of this matters to me. So we have 9 jobs. All right. So here's the problem. Bears, Texans, Commanders, Rams, Patriots, Panthers, Packers, Bills, Bengals. Do I want to go to a team with a little bit more cap space? Like the Bills, who have 15 million. The Patriots also have 50. The Rams have 17. No one here has a super big amount. Can I proceed without it? I want to see if there'll be more job offers. So let me advance to the Super Bowl. If I just ruined everything, by the way, I ruined everything. I may have ruined everything. I may have just ruined everything. Please tell me there's more job offers that's going to pop up. I wanted to see who the Super Bowl champion was. And so, like, oh, thank God. All right. So, a bunch of people retired. Did any of the Cardinal players? I was getting a pretty young roster. Yeah, no one should have retired. And Jags won the Super Bowl over the Cowboys. Okay. Interesting. All right, so we have 9 job offers. I mean, Cardinal theme team season is done for it. We have to choose a different team. My biggest thing... All right, now we have more cap space. This is more interesting. 81 million for the Commanders is actually the most. The chance to try to use the Bears is interesting, but do I want to move away from the NFC side? Going to the Rams would be funny too. They have a lot of... No other team really has a good amount. The Bills has about 40 million cap space right now. It had the best record. Their defense is falling. Decent defense. Packers doesn't have a bad team, but they only have 14 mil. I feel like... You know what? I am going to go... Oh, God, this is a tough decision. I am actually going to go with the Buffalo Bills, guys. So, pretty much, this last season, the Buffalo Bills head coach, I guess, was fired also at 9-8, so maybe there's a different threshold. But yeah, the Cardinal team was not bad. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do here because now everything's thrown up in the air. So guys, pretty much I was going to tell you about how I made some very good trades, how I felt like we lowered the cap space and next year we were going to have so much cap space and our team was still a good team. We were still a 92, 93 defense and then still a 90 offense. I don't know why I was fired and like, yeah, but okay. Well, guys, I got to get to work on this, so I can't believe I was fired. But now I'm a Buffalo Bill, so let's get to it. Let's get to work. So we continue our proud tradition of only winning one preseason game. This Buffalo Bills team was a hot mess, and it still is, but I tried to make some changes. So we opened with the loss to Broncos, had a win against the Chargers, and lost to the Chiefs, Dolphins, Jets, 49ers. At this point, I started to make some changes. I started to get rid of some players. This team had some major issues, right? So we beat the Dolphins, beat the Patriots, Jets after our bye week, obviously you see there. Lose to the Cardinals. When we played this Cardinals team, they still had a lot of their good players, but they got rid of so many key players, and they overpaid some really weird players. They're still a good team, a lot better than we are. We're just an 83 overall. But they have hampered themselves quite a bit. All right, so lost to Seahawks, lost to the Bears, beat the Rams, Patriots, Colts, then lost to the Raiders, Browns wrapped up. So not great. We'll go over the playoff picture really quick. Obviously, we weren't involved, but Jets ended up beating the Raiders, Patriots beat the Broncos, and the Browns beat the Jags. Then the Texans destroyed the Jets. Well, not destroyed, beat them. And then Browns beat the Patriots. And then Texans beat the Browns, and Texans went to the Super Bowl. Then Cardinals beat the Dirty Birds, beat the Falcons. Then the Giants beat the Packers, and the Saints beat the Lions. And then the Giants, in a 10-6 game, beat the Cardinals. What? That's horrible. And then, well, you can see there the Bucs beat the Saints. Buccaneers then beat the Giants to go to Super Bowl, where the Tampa Bay Bucs beat the Texans in a 17-7 affair. Not that great. So let me actually talk about this team really quick. We're negative cap space, but don't worry about that because we're gonna talk about things. So this team was in really dire situation. We had a wide receiver here, Dominic Hayward. If you recognize that name, that's because he used to be a Cardinal. He was signed in free agency or was traded to the Bills, and he decided, you know what? I want a ton of money. I'm the number one wide receiver. He's only a 94 overall. He was getting $55 million a year. No, you're not worth that. Now, obviously, up to debate about who's really worth it. Like, when we look at a total 110 million on a 6-year contract, 4 years remaining, that's kind of whatever. But as we go down, a left tackle for almost 100 mil for 4 years, right tackle at 86 mil, a free safety on a 5-year contract for 101 mil. You know, and then we have another left tackle here on 34 mil, but has only a year remaining. I really need to sort this team's money, but my main focus was because I was thrown into this team. I had none of my draft stuff. So I had to go off of vibes alone, right? I did not have any of my information, my scout information. And so I had to go off this alone. Bacon was not our starting quarterback. I got rid of our starting quarterback, brought him in, and he was a star. He is now a superstar, so we got an upgrade there. Halfback is definitely a concern for me. I definitely need to get that checked out. Fullbacks, whatever. We have Gilmore, Curtis. Ross was a star. I guess he downgraded. That's unfortunate. Offensive line isn't bad, but we have 2 really good left tackles. And I got to decide. I might get rid of Kennard. Swain, our tight end, upgraded. He was a star originally. Upgraded to superstar throughout the season. On defense, Beckham. He's a star middle linebacker. He's superstar. Tate, obviously the player we're paying a ton of money to. But yeah, as you can just see, a lot of average guys. But there's all of these guys are rather young. And that's the interesting part, is that we have such a young core team that we're actually not in a horrible position if we can slowly build up. Now, some people are coming to end of first-year contracts. I need to get rid of the excess. You see we're negative salary cap right now. I'm going to figure it out. Hopefully get some trades done, because right now we're not in a good situation. We went 7-10, which I predicted about 7 wins, because I felt like the team was good enough to get 7 wins. We barely squeaked it out. We did not do that great on defense, which I do need to worry about that. But yeah, left in is a horrible position. This draft and this offseason will be key. I need to move players. I need to free up cap space, and I need to make sure that I start getting younger players in hopes to really rebound this team, because it's not in a good position. Now, retirements, there's a bunch of big names. Jay Jettas, Rashawn Slater, Darisaw, Max Crosby, Reed, Cesar Reyes, Fred Warner, Eric McCoy, Matt Abike, Taylor Johnson, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, CeeDee Lamb. This is the end of a lot of the players we know, right? And so there's fewer and fewer real player names left. But this is wrapping up 7. We only have a few more. And I'm going to get to work, because hopefully next year you see the Bills having a winning record. It is season number 8 out of our 10 season finale, guys. Only 2 more seasons left. Now, I got to be honest. We continued our 1-2 preseason, little record. Beat the Bucks and lost to Rams, Panthers, whatever. This season was wild. So we started off 0-4. Losses against the Dolphins, Texans, Patriots, and Falcons. Literally, we got shut out in the Patriots game. Then we beat the Chiefs by 3. Then we lost 2 more, Panthers and Cowboys, and then we went on a streak. Jets, Saints, Colts, Dolphins, Ravens, Titans, Patriots, Jets, winning them, but lost Bucks and Jaguars. But that means we got to go to a postseason game against the Texans, where we lost. So yeah, on the AFC side, we lost to the Texans, which is unfortunate. Raiders beat the Broncos, and the Colts beat the Dolphins. On the other side, the Bears beat the Cowboys, Bucks beat the Saints, and the Cardinals beat the Packers. All right, so Browns ended up beating the Colts, which, okay, and the Texans beat the Raiders. So it was Browns, Texans. Meanwhile, on the NFC side, the Commanders beat the Buccaneers, and the Bears beat the poor little birds, the Cardinals. So then the Texans beat the Browns, Bears beat the Commanders. And the Bears won a Super Bowl in 2033 against the Texans. All right, so we have a few things to talk about. All right, so Mac Raylan, Giants quarterback, won MVP. Clyde Holland, the Commanders coach. Keon Coleman. So one of our players actually won Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, let's actually go look at the roster, because it's quite crazy because of how bad it was. We were in negative cap space. We were in hell. I traded so many players before the draft, and I made sure we got some talent. So unfortunately, Bo Wagner was a star. He lost his thing. Same with Saunders. They just didn't play enough. Ross lost his star. There was some sadness there. Our halfback situation is kind of bland. We got a decent fullback. I mean, he's only a 71, but he has good stats for blocking. So I'm not too worried about that. Bacon, our superstar quarterback, got upgraded to an X Factor, and he's doing amazing. Our offensive line is young and rebuilt. McMillan is actually our worst offensive lineman because not only is he like 27, 28, he's only a 77. Wells is a rookie last year, a star, and he's a 77. So we're trying to focus on right tackle. But tight end is where things popped out. I drafted lineman, and lineman was great. He's an 87 overall. And then I took a gamble on a guy later in the rounds. And he had really good stats, and I was thinking, okay, he turned out to be a superstar X Factor. So, and Lyman was a star throughout the entire season. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year. He got an upgrade to superstar. Our tight end position's locked. I just need to get Bush more playing time to get him upgraded. On the defensive side of the ball, look at all the stars besides D-Tackle 2. And Davenport, a superstar X Factor, was a later round pick. And Crisp, I gotta be honest about him. Crisp over here, dude. This guy, Corin Crisp, he was drafted. Let me see if I can see where I drafted him. Shoot. It's stats and contracts, I think, right? Season stats, no, contract stats. More. He was drafted in the second round, pick 10. He was the best player in the draft. So I had a killer draft. We had a killer season. We started off rough, like 1-6 or something like that. And we came back to be 9-8. Now, I keep trying to not guarantee we get 80 pluses or 70 something plus in the later rounds. I keep trying to ignore that. But my teammates and my players don't like that I have no plan and junk. I just don't want to reveal my plan. But yeah, we almost won the division. And what a rebound. Now, I need another season like this. We only have 2 more seasons to go. Next up, I'll recap Season 9 in just a second. All right, guys, we are back with Season 9 here in the finale. Now, I got to be honest, we went 7-10, and it was rough. It was rough. So, early on, and, you know, it's not anything to surprise or anything like, ooh, look at this. Right? Injuries was definitely a problem. So we won all of our preseason, which right away felt like we were doomed. Regular season, we started with a win, and then a close loss to the Bengals, and then kind of a blowout to the Dolphins, and we beat the Bears, and then we lost to the Patriots, and we had constant injuries. Our starting right guard, left end, right end, like every position group had an injury. Maybe besides quarterback, which thankfully our quarterback's really good, and so him not getting injured does help. But when every other position group had 1 or 2 injuries throughout the year, our team struggled, especially in this stretch. This 5-game loss stretch, I think we were without like 6 of our starters. So when it came to the playoff time, we had no hope, right? Now, going over this, Browns beat the Steelers. Wow. I'm sorry, Steelers beat the Browns. I was going to say, whoops, I can't talk. I've been doing this for a while now, guys. I'm burnt out. Broncos and Raiders, cool. Titans, Jets, Bears, Cowboys, and Bucks, Saints, and then Giants, Seahawks. So, obviously see there, and then divisional Titans beat my brother's Colts, which is sad. They had the first round bye and just didn't do anything with it after that. Broncos beat the Steelers. So it's in the AFC Championship, the Titans versus the Broncos. Meanwhile, on the NFC side, the Cardinals beat the Buccaneers and the Bears beat the Giants. Well, then the Cardinals beat the Bears in the NFC Championship and the Titans beat the Broncos in the AFC Championship. Super Bowl time, the Cardinals lose again. I'm the only one who have given them a Super Bowl, and they fired me. So they finally made it back, like 6 seasons later, and they falter again. So yeah, firing me was the wrong decision, Cardinals. But our team is looking good. right? Going over the team, if you account for the injuries, it wasn't bad going 7-10. So, right, let's talk about it. First off, yeah, we're losing stars on our wide receivers. Gilmore has regressed so much. Probably time to say goodbye to him. Bacon, love the name, by the way, was, by the way, we drafted Palumbo because he had hidden dev. I looked, just to let you know, he had star. We didn't get it in time, so he's just back to regular dev. But we have Bacon, and we only have one more season. Bush is someone we drafted, and he was hidden dev. He's X Factor. We have Lyman, who's a superstar. Our tight ends are stacked. Our entire offensive line is stars and decently rated, right? Lockhart is a rookie, and obviously we have Sanderson down here. But yeah, McMillan used to be the starter. Lockhart's a star. He gets started. Sanderson technically could kick over there. And, like, we could shift things around, but I think this is the best way to have it right now. And Lockhart, star, Wells, star, you know, great line. Tough part about our wide receivers is all our wide receivers used to be pretty much star. And now Curtis is the last remaining one, which sucks. I'm going to have to really make some changes to this offense. Quinton, even though he's shown his second year, he's actually our starting running back. He's a star. And he's been really good. Crothers got hurt multiple times, and I'm kind of starting to, like, rely on him less. Over here, Davenport holds on, thankfully, to his superstar. Gregory joins us as a rookie with Richardson, so we have two good middle linebackers. Mims is doing it right on the outside. Crisp, Benson are new. Molden got injured a couple times. Gresham got injured. Tate, I think, got injured a little bit, too. Our ends, Harris held on to a star. Quinn lost his star. And Conway lost his star, which is unfortunate. But Garland holds on to his. And then kicker punter, yeah. I did get another punter because Schroeder got hurt in preseason. I drafted one because I was concerned because I wanted competition because Schroeder's also really old. And he is leaving us this season. So I already drafted a new punter, but that really doesn't affect too much. But it was rough. We had a lot of injuries. But I did take care of the salary cap. We have $123 million left. And I got to be honest, guys, it's really late. I'm really tired. And I'm going to record season 10 tomorrow. And I'll do that tomorrow because I need to get some sleep. But $123 million for me to just go ham in this final season. All right, guys, I'll be back with the results of Season 10, and we'll wrap up the finale. Hey there, guys. Welcome to Season 10. Now, I gotta be honest, I've been sick the last 2 days, and it sucked, because literally I'm panicking because when I was sick, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and then there was pressure washing, and when I tried to record, I could hear it in the background, so recording has been very difficult with how much noise construction outside has been doing, and the cleaning, and yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on. But without any further excuses, I want to talk about our season. We are in the playoffs, and I am not going to play a game unless we get to the Super Bowl. I will sim. So let's actually go over our schedule and what has happened. So we lost every game in the preseason, which is a good sign. Let's go. And then win against the Chargers, win against Dolphins, lost against the Cowboys, well, you know. Win against Patriots, Eagles, Jets, Broncos, lost to the Falcons, our bye week, beat the Jets, so, you know, good day. Lost to the Commanders, lost to the Giants, beat the Jags, lost to the Raiders, beat the Patriots, beat the Chiefs, lost to Dolphins and Ravens. But we ended up 10-7. So we're looking pretty good. We're facing the Chargers. Now, before we go, team, here's the playoff bracket. You have Titans, Jets, Browns, Colts, and us, the Buffalo Bills, versus the Chargers. And the Broncos have a first-round bye. On the other side, the Vikings have a first-round bye. And you have the Saints versus Buccaneers, a big divisional matchup in the playoffs. Washington Commanders versus our former team that me managed, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks versus Cowboys. Predictions for me. I believe the Titans will beat the Jets. I believe that the Colts will beat the Browns, and we will beat the Chargers. Okay. On the other side, I think the Bucks will beat the Saints. I think the Commanders will beat the Cardinals and the Seahawks will beat the Cowboys. So only one upset, and I picture it to be the Colts. Now, we are just going... Oh, I should go with the roster, right? So our team has had some injuries along the way, but we're okay right now. Bacon's still holding on to the fact that he is QB1, right? Curtis is wide receiver 1. Ross is here. Gilmore. Thomas. Okay. Quinton, our running back, as I mentioned, injury concerns. Broken tibia is out 12 weeks. So we're without our running back. And our depth isn't really great. So yeah, I'm not quite happy with that, but it is what it is. Offensive line, well, Taylor downgraded is a downgrade because Robinson is out injured. Again, I mentioned injuries being a thing. So we have a weaker left tackle slot, but everyone else is 80 plus. We have 2 great tight ends. Defensively, all right, so Crisp and Benson looking good at safeties. We have decent linebackers. We have 2 great middle linebackers. We have depth there. We have good corners, right? 93, 85, 85, 85, right? We have 3 different 85s backing them up. So corners are a very strong position for us. Right end, left end has not developed as I wish they would have. D tackle, we have an 89 and an 80. I'm okay with that, but the outside isn't developed as much as I like. And then punter, kickers, whatever. So I should actually manage these staff points really quick. I totally ignored them because I kept thinking I had a fully upgraded thing, and I just remembered I don't. So I'm going to upgrade positions, like the things I think will affect the most. There we go. There we go. There we go. Good bonuses. Yeah. Now, if we win, I will play the Super Bowl. But only the Super Bowl. So we have to get through. So, here we go. Time to advance. Divisional. Can we win? If not, I'm going to do predictions. We beat the Chargers and the Colts won. I called the upset for the Colts. All right, let's see how my predictions did. All right. Jets beat the Titans. So I was wrong about that. So Jets and Broncos. The Colts did by only 2 beat... Oh, man, knocking out the Colts would suck for my brother. I'm so sorry, bro. Did beat the Browns, and then we beat the Chargers pretty well-handed. So it's us versus the Colts and the Broncos versus Jets. On the other side of the ball, Saints destroyed the Bucks. The Cardinals destroyed Washington. And I was completely wrong on the NFC side. Whatever. So it's Vikings, Saints, Cowboys, Cardinals. Okay, predictions. I think the Broncos will beat the Jets. I don't think the Jets are going to go through full upset. And I believe we will beat the Colts. On the NFC side, I think the Saints will upset the Vikings. And I think the Cardinals will beat the Cowboys. So, let's find out. Not going to worry about the storyline stuff. We will quick sim this stuff just to burn through it. By the way, our draft, it was a very top-loaded draft. It was not good whatsoever. After, like, the 3rd round, everyone was low 60s. Nobody got a good player. It was a very top-heavy draft. And in the 10th slot, I picked up a good wide receiver that just happened to have no hidden dev. So it's kind of rough. You know, it is one of those things. It happens. Tony Gilmore fighting on age right now because he's regressing slowly, surely. Give him a small boost here. Playmaker covers such a wide spectrum. But at 30 years old, he is seeing regression. He's no longer a star. I think he was a superstar at one point. So yeah. So here we go. Can we go to the AFC Championship? We do. We beat the Colts. Oh my God. But the Broncos did. Yeah, the Broncos did win. Okay. So not worrying about storylines or any of that. I will sim this just because this might give us a single boost in a stat that might matter. You never know. That's why. You know. So, yeah, it's man, I'll play the Super Bowl if we get there. But we have to win this game first. Okay, Garland, big upgrade here. We go back to Run Stopper. That's this. All the boosts, including, goes up to a 90 overall. He's made a true 86. You know, that's massive. You know. And then Maynard, Speed Rusher. Yeah, I mean, fortunately, my right and left end are very well balanced across the stats. They're just not particularly good at one thing. I maybe should have focused more on trying to make them good at one thing instead of letting them kind of just overall develop. So yeah, I think that's on me. I think that's completely on me. Maybe 2+ jumping might matter. You never know. All right, guys. Can we beat the Broncos? So it is... Okay, so the Vikings beat the Saints it wasn't even close. And the Cardinals did beat the Cowboys. And it's Broncos Bills versus Vikings Cardinals. Can we win and go to a Super Bowl in our final season? Advance week to the Pro Bowl, we'll find out right here. What happened? Oh, it says contract extended. No, we lost. Anytime it shows that, it means we lost. Yeah, we lost by 6. The Cardinals did beat the Vikings, though. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. Let's advance week. Go to the Super Bowl. Check out the yearly awards and all that, and I'll make my prediction here in a minute. So yearly awards, right? I almost went to Cardinals and was like, oh, Alex Lockhart, you know, a guy I pretty much helped give him. Bacon did beat Lockhart in MVP voting. He was 4, so that's cool. Coach of the Year. We don't show up at all. Okay, cool. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, now we go to the AFC side of it. So Bacon was 4th in Offensive Player of the Year voting, so that's not bad. Defensive Player of the Year, despite our good team, we had nobody. Defensive Rookie of the Year, yeah, we don't have anybody. That makes sense. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we don't have anybody. Best Quarterback, Bacon comes 2nd next to Emmanuel Gray, who is a former quarterback I coached. So suck it. My footprint is all over the league. Like, no joke. There's so many players that I have formerly coached. Like, it's not even fun. Crothers is a halfback that I just had, right? Like, dude, Barlow was one, too. I have hands all over. Okay, that sounds sus. Hold on. Okay, we're moving on. Wide receiver. Curtis. Joe Curtis does make an appearance here, so we have a 9th place one. Offensive line. Bryce Baldwin wins. Let's go. Oh, we even have Sanderson down here. So we have 2 Bills showing up. We're really good at offensive line management. None in the D-line, which is understandable. None in the linebackers, surprised me. DB, Charles Tate is there. Benson is here. Dalvin Benson. Every single one of my teams had somebody named Benson on it. I just realized that's funny. Max Melton's here on the Titans. We know we definitely had a hand in helping him. Yeah. Best kicker. Oh, Whitley does make the list. Okay. All right. So that's that. Now, time for my final prediction and to wrap up this video, guys. Super Bowl. Broncos versus Cardinals. Cardinals was obviously a team I coached for so long. And it's like, who do I think? I'm going to go with the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. Let's find out. Let's advance and find out who wins. I wish you could view it, but yeah, time to find out. I wasn't expecting this long of a wait. It's just the Super Bowl. Okay, all right. So it looks like, oh, whoa, hold on. Hold on. The Cardinals won. Congrats to the Cardinals. Look how it shows. It shows 41-24, but it shows the Broncos is winning up in the little top bracket. But when we go to look, it says the Cardinals won. All right, 41-24. They're a 7-time NFC champion, and like 4 of those was me. Like, so, you know. But Alex Lockhart wins MVP. Arizona Cardinals wins their 2nd Super Bowl. The first one came because of me. Second one here is right at the end. I think that's some karma that they get their second one as we wrap up the Wheel of Franchise finale. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know improvements you would like to see down below. Until next time, tag out. See you in Madden 26. I want to give a special thank you to all my Patreon members. Urza and Scott, you're amazing. If you guys want to check out Patreon and join it to get a shout out at the end, check Patreon down in the link to the description below. And you can, also like Scott did, make me re-record this.